Go.
Welcome back to the Front Office Report. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, as we are all over the world. We have Daniel, we have Gabo. How are we doing, boys?
Good.
Very good, very good, very good.
Nice synchronicity there. Nice.
Start. It won't last long.
Probably not. Descended into arguments pretty quickly last time, so let's see how long it is before we get back into arguing. Because we're back with another tier list. The last one I think went down very well. I think you guys just enjoyed seeing us, bicker and argue.
Yep.
So we're back. We're going to be discussing. We're going to go through each NFL division, and we're going to have a chat about where we think each team is going to finish. Now we're going to try and come to some sort of agreement. We didn't always, we didn't always the last time we did this, but we're going to try and hopefully have a bit of a majority agreement for each team.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a nice agreement in the first one. So
I was going to say it's a lovely place to start because we start with Daniel's team, the Houston Texans, and as Gabo has said, I don't think we're really going to have much to discuss here. I mean, this is the basement team of the AFC South. Would you both not agree?
Yeah. This is I think this is the easiest division to predict out of all of them, actually. With the Texans being the worst team in the league, so that's a good place to start.
I think that's no conversation about that. Just get that straight in.
And I think
what did we say?
I think the second easiest one is probably the first place would be easily the Tennessee Titans.
I think I'd agree with that as well. I think they're by far the best team in that division. I don't think you can really argue that. And then maybe some discussion between the other two.
Maybe. I think the Jags will probably come third. I think if we did this like in 2 years' time, the Jags might even be first place. But this is such like a new team. This is such a young team, and obviously they lost their star running back, so that doesn't help things at all. So I do think they'll come third, and with the Colts, managing to scrape through, I think they'll come second.
Gabo, what would you say? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, the Colts.
Yeah.
I think their defense is far superior as well. We got a little bit of off-screen distraction going on there.
Apparently. Anyway, I was gonna say, I mean, I think it's super easy. The Colts D just completely overruns any other team here. And it really all depends on what Carson Wentz brings, if he does play. But
I think he's been taken off IR.
Yeah, he should be ready for week 1. Should be ready for week 1. But then again, the question, is it going to be which one are we going to get? The Super Bowl winner or the? I don't know.
I still think it's a better show than Phillip Rivers. So.
I agree with that.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I still think it's mad to think that Carson Wentz has a ring. That's still wild to me.
Well, he didn't actually win it in the Super Bowl, though, I guess, because he was.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta give it
rings a ring. Rings a ring. You can't take it away. Yeah.
All right. Cool. I think that's solid. I think if I had $10 to throw at gambling, this would be the easiest division.
You always have $10 to throw at gambling.
Exactly. I would put it in this. This is the one I'd be like, I'm 100% sure. There's no way this does not hit.
I think unless Trevor Lawrence just goes absolutely bananas. Yeah, but he would have to do some like pretty incredible things to end up with
or throw this hypothetical out. Deshaun Watson plays. And
for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, I mean, the Texans have him on the roster. I mean, it's possible if you say, Deshaun, you're playing today. What was he going to do? Say no?
Does that mean, where do you put him? Third, right?
I put them third, yeah. I put them third just because they've lost so many pieces. I don't know who else is there, to be honest with you.
I was going to say, would they still definitely beat the Jags?
I think so. I think they'd be above the Jags with Deshaun at the helm, yeah. I think so.
I think it'd be closer than what people think, but I still think.
This is not happening. This is a huge hypothetical. Texans are not going to win a game, so
very unlikely.
Let's move on to a better division. Should we put it like that?
Yes. Let us move on. We'll go on to the AFC West.
Yeah.
I think the first one again. Doesn't really much discussion. Pat Mahomes is going to lead. What's
Yeah.
going on with that overlapping of that logo? That's really triggering.
Yeah,
Kansas City, I think they are probably, again, the easy ones to predict in that division. I think you could potentially have a discussion about any of those three.
That's what I was going to say.
Actually,
this is probably the division where you could put the remaining, like, all in second place. Because you don't. Well, they could all battle for second place, should I say?
Yeah.
Really?
I think I would lean towards the Chargers coming second. I think.
I would agree.
I think they're a lot more sure about this team and then last.
Really? I don't think they're that bad. I think the Raiders are the biggest question mark here. They look like a good team, but they've never really been a good team. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, they could do well this year, and it's the same.
I'm still not convinced by, as much as I love Teddy Bridgewater, I'm still not convinced by him as a starter. And even if he doesn't pan out very well, the Broncos are then having to rely on Drew Lock, who has not had a good time in the NFL. So I would be tending to agree with bottom being Broncos, and I think the Raiders have more potential there.
Yeah, but I think you guys are right with the top two. Simple. I mean, Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert can lead the team to even winning the division, but maybe that's a big.
I mean, that would be a wow.
I mean, he wasn't too far from it. If I remember last year, he was pretty close from. Well, he also had a lot of close games that got dropped at the last minute. But I'll agree with it for a second. I do think the Raiders are a much better team than the Broncos. But I just don't see the Broncos. What do the Broncos have?
Exactly. That's what I mean. I just don't really feel they have, apart from
they have very good wide receivers.
Running back.
Cortland Sutton is going to be back. Jerry Jeudy is there.
Jerry Jeudy, yeah.
They have better wide receivers than Raiders do.
Yeah.
I think.
Cortland Sutton missed a whole year. He was hyped a lot, and then now is he going to?
Yeah, but when he played, he was like all pro.
He was very good. Yeah.
That's like you could say that about like Saquon Barkley then, or Ezekiel Elliott. Anyone who's missed time, you could then have to put the same thing on them. Like, they're injured.
Well, Elliott didn't miss time. He just had Andy Dalton to deal with, and Barkley, I guess we'll have to see.
But yeah, I think Raiders are gonna go 8-7. I don't think they're gonna be that good.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, do you still agree to leave him third?
Yeah. If you guys both think they're third, then we have to. It's 2v1, right?
I mean, maybe this is more of a discussion. I mean, when we look at the Raiders, they have Henry Ruggs. Okay, he showed a lot of potential. He is quick. Has he really lived up to that yet? Don't know. Aside from that, they've got Hunter Renfrow and Brian Edwards. Neither of whom are. Oh yeah, they have got Darren Waller. Josh Jacobs his stock has really dropped as a running back, and then after that, Kenyon Drake. They also have
Melvin Gordon. Oh, sorry, no, I'm talking about Broncos. Sorry, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just really confused with that. I was like, what? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Potentially, the skill positions for the Broncos may actually be better than.
And I think the rookie Javonte Williams is really, really good. Really, I don't know how good he'll be in the NFL, but in college, very, very good.
I mean, I think Dan is convincing me that maybe Broncos third.
I just don't believe. I think you could always say Raiders are going to be good, but when have they ever been good? Like everyone always says, "Oh, this is the year they're going to be good. This is the year." Like I've never.
This is the year Derek Carr is going to throw over 10 yards.
Okay, but I'm
exactly.
I'm not here telling you guys that. I'm not here telling you guys that it's going to be the year of the Raiders. I'm just saying they're going to be third. Like I'm not saying that they're the best team out there, but I am saying.
Okay, Seb, you're the tiebreaker. Who are you picking? Raiders or Broncos?
I was all in on Raiders, but I think I'm gonna have to change my mind.
All right.
Sorry, Gabbo. I think I go Broncos. Dan is a persuasive man today, obviously. Yeah, there we go.
The first of many flip-flop decisions for us, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. just because we were saying about last year the Chargers being close. It wasn't close at all. The Chiefs finished 14-2, then the Raiders 8-8, and then the Chargers 7-9.
No. Well, I did kind of put the caveat at the end of my statement there that by close I mean like they were about to win a lot of games.
Oh,
that were decided by the last
Sorry, I
minute,
misunderstood. Yeah.
including games against the Chiefs. Like I'm saying that they never got like.
They had 4 or 5 games that must have been where they lost with sort of like 3 points or less. They had last
Herbert
minute
was
field goals and
Yeah, Herbert got the Rookie of the Year, and he was the one that got
Justin
so
Jefferson
many
had that
close
stolen.
victories. Oh yeah, it was. My bad.
Justin Jefferson should have been Rookie of the Year.
I agree. I think right there.
I agree too.
Thank you. If Omar was here, I bet he'd be like, no. You disagree with me, just disagree with me. Okay, I think we're set at that division.
All right.
We'll move on onto the next division. Where should we start? With Patriots, AFC East?
Yeah.
Or do we go with the easy first place?
Easy first place. Just throw them up there, Buffalo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't see. I don't really see anyone challenging them.
No,
to be
not
honest.
in this division. This division stinks.
Although I was discussing the Patriots yesterday with one of my friends, or it was the other day when we were playing Rocket League. He is very high on the Patriots and thinks they are going to challenge the Bills.
No, please.
For the division. Sorry.
Is he a Patriots fan, you said?
He's not, no. He doesn't really support it. He's just a general NFL fan. He is very bullish on the Patriots defense because they've got several players coming back, didn't have from last year. Is high on the wide receivers, which I'm not so sure about. High
Who's
on
at
Johnny
wide
Smith,
receiver? I can't
which I'm
even
not so
name
sure
one
about.
person. Like,
So
I don't even know anyone.
They've got Jacoby Myers, haven't they? After that,
There's
couldn't
no
really
one.
tell you. I said to him, I do not believe
No way.
at all that they are going to be anything too special.
Jonas Smith, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know. There's definitely a lot of belief in Mac Jones right now. Now that Cam Newton's released, so I mean, Belichick better have a good plan on this.
He
Nelson
was
Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar. It's
Nelson Aguilar. That was it.
really
Yeah.
Sneaky fantasy pick there for sure.
No, I'm not massively high on them. I think Jets has to be the easy bottom of the division, no?
Yeah, I think so. For now, but I think it's an interesting one because I think Jets could sneakily be not good, but like average.
Better than trash.
Better than bad, yeah. Better than trash. Because I think they got a really good coach. Zach Wilson's kind of like unknown, so I kind of like that. But yeah, if I had to predict right now, I think Jets are a solid bottom piece. But I guess it's a toss-up between Dolphins and New England here. I'm going for Dolphins.
It's not that much of a toss-up. Yeah. To me, it's not much of a toss-up. I do think the Miami Dolphin roster is a bit.
Well, that's
stronger.
really triggering as well. Why have those two got the white background? Like, God damn it! Whoever made this website, I need to get at them. But I think I agree, especially if the rumors of Deshaun Watson ending up in Miami do come true.
Yeah.
Could you then potentially argue, would the Bills maybe have a team actually challenging them?
I would say no this year because Deshaun would need to learn a completely different scheme to what he was doing at the Texans.
And
very different.
Even then, like I know there's you were saying in our other video that could have been just a fluke season for Josh Allen, and if it is, then
I don't know. I think that team is just so solid, and they've got really like Stephon Diggs, the leading wide receiver in yards last year. I think their running backs could be a lot better. I'm not really sold on
that's probably the skill position they're weakest at.
They don't
have a standout running back.
Myles Gaskin, Malcolm Brown, it's not like top tier running backs, but I do think Myles Gaskin has what it takes.
Oh, you're saying for Miami? We were talking about for Bills.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
But the same goes for Miami as well. I'm not really high on Miami's running back. They don't really have New England do have that, and Damian Harris.
Yeah. Well, I'm not making the case that the Dolphins are better than the Bills. I was just making the case that they're better than the Patriots.
But yeah, I still think it is kind of a toss-up with Patriots and Dolphins because I think Dolphins are somewhat overrated. Because I don't dislike Tua, but I don't think he's that good. So I'm really low on Tua. Mac Jones, he was a monster in college, so
We'll see week 1.
I guess we will.
Week 1.
Yeah.
I do think the Dolphins' skill positions again that we talked about. The running backs not great. Wide receivers. I mean, they're okay.
I like the wide receivers.
Offense, really, really good.
Yeah, especially when Will Fuller comes back. If Will Fuller comes back and stays healthy,
Will Fuller, actually. Yeah, that's true. Actually.
That's gonna be dangerous. Like deep, I think we're gonna be a very deep threat team. Yeah.
Parker, Fuller, Jalen Waddle, Gesicki.
Yeah, Waddle as well. Wow. Yeah, they're wide receivers.
I forgot about Waddle. Okay, actually,
fire. Yeah, but it's the defense and the running game that is the question.
Although their defense last year was quite good, wasn't it? From what I remember.
I honestly can't remember.
I'm sure their defense was pretty damn good last year. I seem to remember Xavier Howard having a great year at cornerback, but I could be just chatting rubbish.
To finish second, all you have to do is win 4 of the 6 division games. So
yeah,
I think they can do it.
True that.
I could see them doing that.
All right.
Okay.
This next division though is huge
this could be a bit more. Yeah, this could be a bit more discussion.
Huge toss up. Yeah.
Dan, do you want to start us off with who? I mean, a team or a first place position? Like, what do you want to go with?
Can we do bottom place first?
Yeah, let's do bottom.
We can do bottom.
Let's do bottom.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. I hope Joe Burrow is okay. I really like him. But I just don't think Bengals are anywhere near as good as the other 3, and they're going to get a bit of a mashing this year. They do have good pieces, though. Don't get me wrong. Their wide receivers are good. Joe Mixon, I'm still not having, but we'll see. But I think it's a very young, exciting team.
Over there.
Yeah, it's a young team. I think it's kind of... I was going to say similar to a different team. I can't remember who, but another young team. Jaguars. That's what I was going to say. The Jags. Yeah. They're kind of like similar to the Jags, where they might not be good right now, but give that team 2-3 years time, and they might be decent. But as for the other 3,
their wide receiver room, the Bengals, is nice. And again, in a couple of years' time, woof. Yeah, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Exactly. I think a lot will rest on Joe Burrow, and if he is the same Joe Burrow we saw before the injury.
Yeah.
I'll put a small pause slide track. We do have a question that came in.
Oh, do we have a question?
Not NFL related, but I'll direct it to you guys. Let you guys talk about it. I have a question. Who do you think is the best football player in the world? Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Ampeva, Neymar, Robert Lewandowski, Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
This is the biggest tangent of all time.
It's very unrelatable. We'll take all questions. Who's Ampeva, by the way? I don't know who Ampeva is. And I like my football, but I don't know who Ampeva is. Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's Messi. But go ahead, guys.
Aren't you more of a Ronaldo boy, Dan?
I'm more Ronaldo just because he has won everywhere he's gone. Messi's only been at Barca, and then he's gone to PSG, which I don't even count PSG as anything. He didn't go to Premier League, didn't go to Italian League, didn't move from Barca to somewhere else. He just stayed in the same place. I mean, if you have Xavi and Iniesta feeding you balls for 10, 15 years, you're going to be a good player, aren't you? I'm not saying Messi's not going to be good without anyone behind him, but I think Ronaldo's better.
I'm a Messi boy. All the way.
Messi's great. I just don't think he's... if you put him... I don't know. It's just in my opinion, it's a stupid debate. It's like LeBron versus Michael Jordan. No one's ever going to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just enjoy them while they're here. Enjoy them.
Exactly.
Just another side note. Just had a notification come through. Barkley could be limited week 1.
Yeah, I'm not starting.
You Barkley owners.
I'm not starting Barkley week 1. Yeah, so in our league, our redraft league that we're in, I took Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. Somehow managed to snag both, but I think I'm gonna have to bench Barkley week 1, just because.
Who's your who are you putting in instead?
I think it's Darrell Henderson from the Rams. Is my RB3.
Yeah, very reasonable. Very reasonable.
And I could just plug. I think I'm gonna plug in. I don't know who I'm gonna plug in a wide receiver, but someone or a flex. Sorry, but yeah, because Travis St. Etienne was my RB3. And then he got injured.
That's unfortunate.
So I could have a really tough year if Saquon Barkley does get injured. I've only got Darrell Henderson and Derrick Henry, which is okay, but
I don't know. I'll tell you what I would do. I would still put in Barkley. They're against the Broncos. Darrell Henderson's against Chicago. So I don't think you're gonna get much more of an upside with Darrell Henderson. But the thing with when the media comes out saying, or not the media, but when they come saying it could be limited, it could go either way. It could either go, he
Just
won't
takes
get touches
one
at
big
all, or
run.
gets one, or
Yeah.
he actually gets the whole 20 touches and he's like, yeah, no, it was all fine. I hate when we start looking at these like notifications, like, oh, let's read too much into it. But
Yeah.
if there's ever a time for you to make a risky decision, it's week 1. I'm
Probably
a
is.
huge fan.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of actually losing week 1.
Okay.
In the non-fab waiver wires, it's the best to lose week 1 because then you
Yeah.
get the typical in a week 1. You always get one player that's
One
like,
guy that
oh
blows
wow,
up.
this guy's blowing up. He actually got the targets. It's not just a one-off. And then you get the better priority week 1, and then boom, done. So I'm actually considering one of my leagues to just like
just absolutely tank it.
But yeah, and start from the bottom then.
Hashtag tank for Trevor.
So when Saquon Barkley gets 0.5 points, I'll blame on you.
You blame Gabbo, yeah.
No, first you're gonna look at what Darrell Henderson did against Chicago, and then you can blame me.
Yeah.
Darrell Henderson playing up 20 points and 2 touchdowns or something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
We have had a couple more comments. Best footballer is obviously Philip Senderos, and then Johan Giroud.
No.
For those Arsenal fans, bringing back some PTSD right there.
Yeah.
That's from my buddy George, who is another Arsenal fan. So I think he's just trying to torture himself. Thanks for the comment, though, guys. If you're watching, you drop those comments, especially like on the rankings. If you think we're saying some crazy things, you let us know. Let's bring it back to the rankings because we do love a diversion.
I do want to say one thing. I had a future parlay for this conference. This division, and I couldn't decide who was going to win, so I put Cleveland and the Steelers as the top 2 to finish 1 and 2 in either order.
So you're saying Ravens are going to be 3rd?
Yeah, I just don't know about the Ravens. I'm just
actually a Steelers fan. Yeah.
I'll try convince you about the Steelers. Ben is not that great, but he is still a great thrower, although he does throw out interceptions. The wide receiver room in Pittsburgh is insane. They also have the best rookie running back in Najee Harris. They also have a tight end that they got in the 3rd round, who, when I was at the preseason game, Steelers versus Lions, Ben Roethlisberger had 2 attempts to the tight end, and both ended up in touchdowns. So he is like a huge end zone target, huge 6'6" guy. Really good player. He's going to be a massive player. And then on the defense, you have like TJ Watt and that huge defensive line. Who else is there? I can't remember. But Steelers are good, man. They have a hard schedule, but they're still a good team. Whereas with the Ravens, huge question marks on people being healthy. Lamar Jackson being the same player he was 2 years ago. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think we can all.
I'm gonna use the same logic you used on me when I said that the Cardinals were gonna win their own conference.
Don't bring the Cardinals up again.
What does Vegas think? And Vegas thinks Pittsburgh is 3rd, and I agree with that. I do. And when they also say Baltimore's 1st, I do think the Browns come in here first, sweeping the division. I think they can easily take a 6-0 over this whole division. Ravens 2nd. Steelers 3rd, and then the poor Bengals at the bottom. I do think the Bengals will steal a game from the Steelers, though. I don't see Steelers high at all. I do think Big Ben has to retire. I think he does them more harm by staying than by leaving. I really do. I mean, not that Mason Rudolph is any better, but
I think that's where I just have distrust for the Steelers, is that Big Ben is just. He is just old, and I'm not sure he's still got it anymore.
How much better do you think the Bills are than the Steelers?
How much better do you think the Bills are?
Yeah, for game 1 is Steelers versus Bills on Sunday.
Well, I picked up the Bills defense just for what do you call the what's
Fancy.
the word I'm looking for? Yeah, no, but when you're streaming defenses, that's what I mean.
Oh.
Like when you don't draft like Tampa Bay or Washington, to keep them the whole season, you're just doing it per matchup. I think the Bills are gonna easily take 2, 3, 4 interceptions. I wouldn't be surprised if they do pick 6.
Okay, then
1 or
let's
2,
let's
like-
use the logic then of Vegas. Then Bills are less than a touchdown handicap right now at only -6. So it's a closer game, and it's at Buffalo.
He set you up for that.
Yeah,
he
he
set
set
you up
me
for
up.
that.
So I'm just saying. But yeah, I don't know. To me, there's a lot of question marks. If Lamar Jackson's shit, then I mean they're toast. Big Ben can still be bad, but Pittsburgh still went 11-0 last season with a bad quarterback.
And then they fell apart though.
Yeah, they did. I mean,
have
of
the
course
hardest
they
schedule.
fell apart. Yeah, but I mean, you can say they're a crap at the end of the season, but they're the best team in the league for 11 games.
I think it seems as though I don't know about you. I think we all seem to agree that Browns top, or are you saying Dan that Steelers are top?
No, yeah, I think Browns have the upper hand here for sure.
Okay.
Can you guys go back in time 3, 4 years ago and say this, like before the Baker Mayfield era? Now we're projecting them first of the league, like of the division. Damn,
It's wild, isn't it? Yeah, wild. And everyone was saying they were trash, and yeah.
I mean,
Oh
they were
my
1-36 at one point.
Yeah, Jesus.
They might have a good
turnaround,
team,
though?
but it's
What
still the
turnaround?
Browns. I mean, I still don't expect them to win a Super Bowl this year or even get to the championship, to be honest.
I mean, they
Browns-
have to go through
Browns
all
gonna
those
Brown.
top 3. So,
Yeah, exactly. I don't see them beating any of those teams, to be
all right,
honest.
Seb, you and I, we're Ravens second, Steelers third, or did he convince you again and put the Steelers up here?
I don't know. I think the Steelers have the wide receivers.
Yep.
They have
And
the
the
better
running
wide
back.
receiver depth.
Remember, J.K. Dobbins is out
They-
for the year.
They have the better running back, yes, because
They have the better-
Gus Edwards otherwise.
I would say the better defense.
Well, although
to be
again, I
honest.
mean, I guess you could still argue that Najee Harris, although again amazing college career, but the NFL is different. Is he going to be the same? But on paper, it looks as though he is going to be the better running back. Tight end, I think you would give to the Ravens.
Oh yeah, definitely.
QB Ravens.
Okay,
Defense-
QB Ravens. When we're looking at like the potential, I mean, Lamar Jackson was not good last year.
What did he finish with last year?
I remember specifically because my fantasy teams were getting screwed in the ass by Lamar Jackson's performances.
Screw in the what now?
In the butt.
So he finished with 2,700 yards, which was 22nd, 26 touchdowns, which was tied 12th, and 9 interceptions, tied 16th. QBR rating of 67.3, which was 7th. So he wasn't amazing, no.
Yeah, so it's
But
a bang
I think
average
again-
quarterback. Let me check the
again,
stats between Big Ben and Lamar Jackson for last year, because that would be interesting to see. Because everyone seems to be pooping on Big Ben, which I agree, because I do that a lot too. But
Is he also coming back from elbow surgery?
so
Yeah.
percentage goes to Big Ben, yards goes to Big Ben, touchdowns goes to Big Ben. Big Ben only had one more interception than Lamar Jackson. Completions more to Big Ben. Rushing obviously goes to everything. Rushing goes to
Yeah.
Lamar, because
Lamar.
Ben is not.
Did Big Ben even have like 1 yard rushing?
He had 25 attempts, 11 yards. So not great.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Funny.
But
Oh,
you
that's
know,
jokes.
Hey, give him credit where credit's due. 25 attempts.
Yeah, I
exactly.
mean, even that's surprising. It's even that many.
He
actually.
tried.
yeah.
Yeah, he tried.
But that's why
He
that's why
really
they
tried.
drafted Najee Harris first, because then it's a
Yeah,
design
they don't
run
want
play.
Ben running anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that I think you also
Oh,
have
I
to
don't
take into consideration if Lamar Jackson is rushing that much, his likelihood of getting injured is extremely high. That's the problem with having a running quarterback, is that they're diving into or sliding into to try and get those yards, and it's asking for trouble.
It's interesting because again we're obviously discussing these Steelers and Ravens a lot. should we be so quick to put the Browns top? Because yes, as you said, the Steelers ended up finishing the division top last year. Yeah. Ravens were tied with Browns. What's changed with the Browns that makes us so confident that they're going to finish first?
Yeah, let me bring up the.
Well, I mean, for me, OBJ is back. For me, OBJ is back, and I think he's gonna have a breakout year. But I'm also a big OBJ fan. But I also remember during our ranks that we were thinking about Tampa and Chiefs, and I was like, okay, Chiefs are the better team. But then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, nothing really changed. So let's look at what happened last year. They're the same team. So the Buccaneers beat the Chiefs. So I can't say that the Chiefs are a better team because they didn't change anything. By that same logic, I'm gonna still keep the Browns up there. So until I see something from the Steelers where they're not throwing well, actually, I don't know if it was a throw. I can't remember exactly, but it was a great match from the Browns and Steelers in the division in the conference final, not conference final, semifinal, whatever it
division.
Whatever. Division finals. One of those. So until I see anything different from the Steelers, I will keep saying that the Browns clapped.
I think offensively they haven't really changed all that much. I don't believe in like a huge OBJ comeback. I kind of see this as like a downhill trajectory from here on out, unfortunately, because he was a great player. Running backs are stacked, but to me it was like the defense getting Jadeveon Clowney. So you have Myles Garrett on one side and Clowney on the other. That's going to be that's
a
massive issue, and that's why I think they would beat the Browns, is because they could not easily, but they're going to get to Big Ben. I think quite a lot. So if I'm looking at that, that's why I would choose the Browns over like Steelers or anyone else, just because that defense looks disgusting. So it's kind of like similar to having JJ Watt and Clowney. It was like that's when the Texans were like the ranked #1 defense in every fantasy. Texans were going to the playoffs, and then JJ and Clowney would both get injured, but Myles Garrett and Jadeveon look dangerous.
I guess those two will put enough pressure on Big Ben, but we also forget that the Browns also lost a big player in their defense with Joe Schobert, who actually went to the Steelers.
Did he? Oh, intriguing.
That's gonna be
I just think this division is gonna be very tight, and I'd also put the Steelers maybe even in second or third, just because they have the hardest strength of schedule in the whole league.
Do they? Oh, yes, I mean that inclines me to side with the Ravens then.
But then I think the Steelers are better than they were last year. A lot better. I would say significantly better than they were last year. Because everyone was so worried that...
Harris?
What?
Because of Najee Harris?
Najee Harris. I think the new tight end is a lot better than Eric Ebron at like pass catching anyway. I really do think this tight end for the Steelers is going to be like one of those where you're like, oh, this is going to be like a top 10 tight end guy, like for fantasy reasons. I really do.
Eric Ebron?
No, not Eric Ebron. It's Firemouth. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Let me see. Steelers tight end. I think it's Pat Firemouth. He was at Penn State. He was huge guy, man. He is huge. Let me see.
All right. Well, Seb, you're the tiebreaker again. I think it's
tiebreaker yet again.
I don't like being the tiebreaker.
Just wait till we get to Arizona Cardinals.
Oh God, not again. I genuinely feel like this could 100% be a coin flip.
It is.
You know what? I believe in Lamar. Put me those Ravens into second place.
Yep.
All right.
I believe in it. I believe in the LJ era.
Let's see what happens. I think this is a super tight division. Super tight. But
yeah, I agree. Just going to a couple of comments again. We've got Ravens finishing first. Don't ask me why. Browns got John Johnson and JOK in the draft. JOK, actually, he is going to be one hell of a player. What's his full name? Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I'm butchered that name. Linebacker who looks like an absolute monster.
Yeah.
That's why we go with JOK. So yeah, I agree. I think that Browns defense is going to be tight.
Because I don't trust Baker Mayfield. I don't trust OBJ. I don't think their offense is like... I think Steelers has a better offense, but it's the defensive side that I think that's why people are going to find it really tough to score against the Browns.
And you know what they say: offense wins games, but defense wins you championships. So let's see. Right, we'll move over to the NFC. NFC East first. Gabbo, any particular team or position you want to start with?
So, this is I know we agreed on the first place here a while back, very anonymously. I will put full on trust on Dak's recent statements that he's good to go, he's ready, he's lit, he's fired.
Don't
so
listen to
that. I will actually gonna put the Cowboys first here.
No.
You want to put the Cowboys first?
Yeah, Cowboys first.
Wow.
Washington second. Eagles third. Giants last.
I think I agree with you on Giants last. Let's get them in. Dan, you have any different?
Yeah, lock that in.
Happy with that?
I like how we've locked in all the worst teams straight away. It's
Yeah,
like
the easiest one.
Except the Raiders.
I guess except the
That's
Raiders.
true. Actually, that's true. I would agree with Eagles third. Dan, I'm not sure you look as though you
no.
agree with that.
I'd go with that.
Okay. I would be more inclined to go with Washington football team first, personally.
100%.
Because again, I'm just not sure about Dak. Massive question marks. Zeke, you could argue, has question marks as well.
Defense.
And if you lose, their defense is trash. If you lose one or both of those Cowboys, they gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm more inclined to say that.
What? Fine. I was only trying to hype myself up because I have CD Lamb in almost all my leagues. So I'm hoping. But you're right. The Washington football team is it's a more well-rounded team.
Yeah.
It's a more balanced team. They have a very, very, very strong defense right now, and people overlook the offense. But you have Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin, Ryan Fitzmagic is a beast no matter what people say.
The comeback of Ryan Fitzpatrick from a guy who was literally just. I mean, I remember 3 or 4 years ago he was a bit of a joke. He's actually turned himself in. Sorry.
He was the Texans quarterback when they really stunk. They were going 7-7 or something.
Most disrespected quarterback right now.
I don't know. I think he's getting his respect now. I think people are starting to give him his flowers because he's turned it around and he's been solid. I think I'm seeing more Ryan Fitzpatrick respect on the Twitter timeline nowadays.
I think this is his first.
Yeah, but
this is his first time having a true decent team. He has to succeed with this team. You have Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson as your main targets. You have, there's no excuse not to be playing well now.
This is the make or break sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But by disrespect, I mean, he keeps getting brought into teams for 1 year. That's what I mean. I'm not saying by the fans. I'm saying by the teams. And I get it. He's more like a placer. It's he's the best placer. But
he's an incredibly smart guy. He's just a very decent quarterback. He's not going to ever be elite. He's just going to be he's going to do good for you. That's it.
Again, as I say, I think it's the age that's letting him down at this point. That's 38. I did not realize he was that old.
Yeah.
17 years. What a guy.
Yeah, I just don't trust Dallas at all. 0%.
Yeah.
And I think the Eagles are better. Someone was saying in the chat that they think that there's no chance Eagles over Giants. Giants were a top 10 defense, and Eagles have no good players. I would disagree because I think Jalen Hurts is going to be decent. They also got the current Heisman winner Devontae Smith coming in, which is huge. I think that
Jalen Riga showed some flashes last year.
Yeah, I think they're okay.
Something as well.
New York is such a question mark. I don't, how good Saquon gonna be? I have no idea. There's so many I
just think Danny Dimes as well is just not a very good player.
I think Jalen Hurts is better than him as well. Yeah.
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 You have a quarterback that's throwing it back to the defense, so.
Yeah.
Just for no apparent reason.
Yeah. That's the reason why I put them up there. I think they have a young team that's decent. Kind of similar to the Jags, but not on that level of they've got some very good young pieces. and they have the potential to be decent in a couple years.
What do you guys think of? What do you guys think of Zach Ertz? Is this a comeback year for him? You know, he claims now that all the laundry is, you know, has been put out, all the dust is settled, and he's.
I think he's gonna have a good year. Not like the old Zach Ertz maybe, but I think he's gonna have like a decent.
I think Dallas Goedert is tight end one. I think he will be.
You think so? I still think Zach Ertz is.
By the end of the year.
I think Zach Ertz is gonna. I don't know. Zach Ertz is just being the best forever. I just don't see. I don't know. From what I read in the training camps, that Zach Ertz was still catching more and scoring more touchdowns in training than Dallas Goedert was.
It'll be interesting to see, because I think on fantasy wise, Dallas Goedert is like a top 10.
Yeah,
tight end,
he is.
I think.
He is.
He's really high, so it'll be interesting to see if he lives up to that or not.
That's why I wouldn't have ever touched them. That's why I always took Zach Ertz as my backup tight end in like 14th, 15th round, because there's like no.
Yep. There's a good
high ceiling, but like if it's a bust, then it's like whatever. You're gonna get me 4 or 5 points maybe a game, and that's about it.
That'll do you. That'll do you.
Yeah.
Right, I think we move on.
Yeah.
We are into the division of the champions.
Yeah.
I think again, sling them up there. Sling them up there. Again, is 4th place maybe the next easiest?
I think this actually, after a few weeks of having seen preseason and you know, things having settled there in New Orleans, I think this is to me, it's very clear for all the places. I would put Bucks first, Saints second, Panthers third, and Falcons last. I don't see any deviation from that. I do think Jameis Winston, I know we give him a lot of hate. I'm not a big fan of him. You know, the fact that the record that you said is most touchdowns in interceptions in one season. But he's looking good. He's looking really, really, really good in preseason. He's finally confirmed as a QB1 there. So I think there's a lot of belief for the former first rounder. So I believe him.
Dan, do you agree, disagree?
I'm unsure. We also have to take into consideration Saints aren't going to be playing at home for like a month or two because of the hurricane.
Oh, yeah.
So they're playing in Texas, I believe. Or I can't remember where. TCU, I think they're training at right now. Texas Christian University.
Texans have a team to root for. Great.
And I think Falcons have decent pieces, though. Let's not forget they have Calvin Ridley, who is a stud. I think they're going to have a top 5 tight end in Kyle Pitts. With the Saints, though, they don't have Michael Thomas. This is really an Alvin Kamara centered team. So I'm unsure. It's really difficult between these three because they could all be half decent. They could all, because they have there's Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers who can do whatever. It's just, this is a really difficult one to put. I think Tampa Bay is going to have the best record in the league because they get to play against 3 really bad teams.
Yeah, teams, yeah.
This is the thing is I'm not saying any of them are good. I'm saying which one is the least bad.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult. I don't know. I'd probably put Saints second as well.
Sure. I'm not sure about I'm not sure about the Saints. Not unless if Alvin can do some crazy things, which we know he can do. But their wide receiver room is Yeah, I mean, we've got Traquan Smith, Marquez Callaway.
He's been good though, to be fair.
Am I seeing here Ty Montgomery listed as a wide receiver?
Probably. He's like the flex player that can play whatever.
Yeah.
They also have a wide receiver whose name literally is Lil Jordan.
Nice.
Like LIL' Jordan. That's his name.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh my god. That is so hilarious. The Saints wide receiver room is trash, basically. I'm not sure about Jameis, and if Jameis doesn't do it, then is Taysom Hill really gonna make much of a difference? Yeah. Defense wise, they're not bad, but I don't know about the Saints, Whereas
I'm not either.
I think you have the Panthers again. They've got question marks. Is Sam Darnold gonna be Jets Darnold, or are we going to see something different? Obviously, Christian McCaffrey is going to do his thing, and at least the Panthers have some wide receivers to actually throw at. Robbie Anderson has always been a really solid tight end. Terrace Marshall they just drafted, who looks pretty solid. And their defense, they've got some nice pieces on there. Falcons, again, then your question mark is the QB. But they have got, again, really nice pieces on the outside. And as you said, I think Kyle Pitts is going to be a bit of a monster. So I think this is another one where you could probably throw them in an order of any order, and it could stick. You could have an argument for any of them being anywhere, pretty much, apart from the Bucks being, that's going to be top. But this is a tough one.
Yeah, I think if you just look at the quarterbacks, which quarterbacks probably got the highest ceiling, I'd say Jameis Winston. That's why I put them second.
Yeah, same. I agree with that.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Also, you said it's just too funny to me to let go. You said Robbie Anderson tight end. Just look at his body type.
Oh no. No.
Yeah. I know it was a mistake. You said Robbie Anderson tight end. I'm like, he does not.
No, I think because I said.
For that.
I don't know what I said. I'm just. Brain didn't work. Imagine Robbie Anderson as a tight end. That would be hilarious. Blocking tight end Robbie Anderson. He'd just be broken in about 3 seconds flat.
Wait, I would not put the Panthers above Falcons.
I was just gonna get to that.
I don't think that's happening.
I mean, I can agree with you, honestly. With the Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley, I think those two weapons are a much bigger threat with a veteran quarterback than DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson with a new bring in from the Jets. I do think that Sam Darnold has a better team to play with and shine with, but I still think the veteran skill,
isn't it?
Yeah, the veteran skill that you're gonna get from Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
With those two teams, two players, and then you got Mike Davis who showed up
when McCaffrey wasn't playing. Yeah,
exactly. So I'll agree with you. I mean, I think everything went south for the Panthers with when Cam Newton started going south. So I see this as a Bucks, Saints, Falcons, Panthers.
Yep, I think I can get down on that.
All right, let's end it here before going into this.
This is the most difficult division to predict.
Intermission.
And if you did watch us last week, then it did get a bit heated actually. Dan, do you want to start us off?
No, someone else go first.
Gabo, then, do you want to start us off?
Oh man, I am so I have such a big hype for the Cardinals. But I do, you know what? I think I do agree with what we had said already in the week, which was the Rams being a Super Bowl contender. I think the Rams have always been a really good team, defense-wise and offensively as well. And the only big question mark that I ever had with the Rams was Jared Goff, and that has been replaced by a better quarterback in Matthew Stafford. So I think as much as I thought this was, or as much as I kept saying this was super close, I will commit to say that the Rams are going to take the first place here. So I can start with that. I don't know if you guys want to agree.
I agree. Yep. Go put Rams up top.
Yeah, I think I'm down with it.
Yeah. All right.
I think the hard part
I'm happy with that. I think they look like the best team.
Between choosing the Niners and Cardinals next.
Let's do this. Let's start. We went to the best. Let's go to the worst. I already said it again and again. I do think that the worst team in this division, and by all means, it's not that it's the worst team in the league or anything. It's just a matter of competition that there is here. But I do believe that the Seahawks are going to end up at the end, at the last of the division.
Yeah.
Behind the Cardinals, behind the 49ers.
Probably still going to have a decent record. They're probably going to have the best fourth place record in the league.
Yep. I mean, if you compare to all the other fourth places so far.
They only need one win.
Yeah, true. But yeah, no, I mean,
I agree with that also. I think again this is not a slight on the Seahawks, but
no. They have a decent team. It's just not as good. It's not as good.
It's no. Yeah, I think I think the other two are better. Look, 49ers, we never really had a taste of what that team was last year because of all the injuries.
Yeah.
George Kittle, Mostert, Jimmy Garoppolo, it was a whole different team, and they were still they ended fourth, but I think they ended with a winning record, or maybe I'm wrong.
Can't remember.
But I do feel like a healthy 49ers team beats the Seattle Seahawks defense specifically. I would want to see Trey Lance coming in over Jimmy G, but yeah, I mean, if you guys wanna agree and leave the Seahawks at the bottom, we can.
Yeah, this is the difficult
just
part.
Before we lock it in again, I was just having a look at the odds, and according to this website that I'm looking at, I think this is Vegas odds.
Yeah.
Currently, at present, the favorite to win the division is the Seattle Seahawks.
Are you serious?
Then the Rams. Yeah.
No
then the Rams, then San Fran, and then the Cardinals.
Okay, I have in the ones that I'm looking, I have San Fran first, the Rams second, Seattle third, and then Arizona fourth by a lot. Like the odds of them winning 6-1.
That's why I was telling you guys before, they have the hardest schedule out of anyone apart from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean,
it's not that they're a bad team. I think.
I mean,
1-on-1.
In that case, we put them third. Oh, we've got another couple of comments here just before we go on. Sketchy Peasant, hello, Sketchy Peasant. 49ers first place, hands down. 49ers are more stacked than 2019. They will be grating cheese on week 3 against the Packers on Sunday Night Football.
What was that all about? We haven't even gotten there.
I like that. I like the Sketchy Peasant.
I think
you can stay Sketchy Peasant.
I have heard a lot of people thinking the 49ers are going to win like Super Bowl. You know, Gabo, Dr. Disrespect, he's putting $10,000 on the Niners to win the Super Bowl, which would return $3.2 million. So pretty crazy.
What? Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
we've had
crazy.
Big King also agrees with Sketchy Peasant that 49ers are going to finish top.
Yeah. So I think we did this 2 weeks ago. I said it before. I'll say it again. I think Rams are the best, and then the 49ers are very, very close second. As long as Mr. Bosa comes back healthy. And then Arizona, let's see.
The chat has convinced me.
Let's see what Arizona... I think Arizona has a stacked team. It's just like, it's kind of similar with the Steelers. Like, they're both very, very good teams. It's like whether they can win against like the very best of the best. And like, because it's difficult because if you probably put like the Niners and any other and like Washington's division or the Browns division or the Bills division, I think they'd win like all of them, but they're just like in the hardest, most competitive one, I think.
No, I agree. I think this is.
I don't disagree with the Sketchy Peasant here. Not the Packers thing.
I agree with that thing most definitely.
Yeah, of course you do. But I don't like. It's not like him saying 49ers get first is like a wild claim.
Yeah.
You know? Like I strongly see all these 4 teams tying like their scores within the division, like each winning one from each other, and then we just look at like who do they place elsewhere.
So after we're done with this, what I want to do is I want to add another column and put wild card spot, so we can see who is actually.
That's a good idea.
Because then you can definitely put like San Francisco above like Miami or whatever.
Let's come back to that.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's move on to the final division.
I'll leave this to you guys.
Did we are we okay with?
Yeah,
I think
I agree with that.
I'm happy with that. Yeah, I still think sorry, Sketchy Peasant and Big King, but we at the front of the court, we are Rams fans.
No, we're not.
Well, in the sense of we think that they are the best team in this division.
Fair enough. I am a Matthew Stafford fan. I do think that the quarterback is better in Los Angeles than it is at San Fran.
Yeah.
Unless Trey Lance comes in and does.
But I still think Stafford is a.
But I think Matt Stafford's going to show. I think he's going to show out Matt Stafford. Yeah.
I think he finally has a team to show up what he's made out of. Sure, it might be a bit too late. He kind of has the veteran status already, but we'll
he's
see
still
what he does,
he's still not going to be as good a quarterback this year as you know who, but Captain Kirk is going to finish above him. But
no. Yeah, whatever. What a nice segue.
What a beautiful segue into putting the Minnesota Vikings right at the top on that first place spot.
Yeah, sure. We said it. Dan and I said it. I hope he hasn't changed his mind, but the Green Bay Packers, sketchy peasant, are the third best team in the league.
Who's the top two? Kansas and Tampa?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
What do you think? What else do you think? The Cardinals, I'm going to say. We lost Seb.
Oh, Seb's not here? That's a shame.
We have lost a man.
Seb's down.
Good.
Okay, so we can quickly
Perfect.
put the Vikings last.
Quickly put Vikings here. The Lions here. Bears, and when he comes back, we'll just say we're done.
Yeah. In all seriousness, I do think Green Bay are the favorites here.
Yeah.
Just an all around. His Discord died. He just texted me saying Discord died. Sad face.
How unfortunate. I may have hacked into his computer.
Shut him down here. He's back. It looks like his avatar is back. At least he doesn't have to restart his computer, else we'd be here for another hour.
Come back.
Seb, you missed it. We finished the video. We put the Vikings at the end. So you weren't here. Sorry. You snooze, you lose.
I just got so triggered by thinking about the Packers being the third best team.
You just rage quit.
All right,
Okay,
so
but
continue.
objectively, Seb, do you really not think that? Do you really don't think the Packers are the third best team in the league?
No, realistically speaking, I think they very well could be. I think Aaron Rodgers unfortunately he is a damn good quarterback.
Yeah.
They have one of the best wide receivers in the league. They have one of the best running backs in the league. Tight ends, yeah, solid. Tonyan looked like he was good.
Yeah.
Never needed
defensively, pretty good. So as much as I hate to say it, I still there's a part of me that thinks the Vikings could genuinely challenge for that top spot.
I think
so
they
you
do.
best be getting them out of fourth.
No, I think they definitely do. They have a solid team. It's just Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback, and they also have the best wide receiver, and the Vikings have the best running back. But that's it. And also Dalvin Cook has that history of being injured, so that is really.
I'm sure we discussed this last time. I'm sure if you looked at the games played, I think he's had like a bad season, but let's hope he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I still think he's. Yeah, no, I still think he's gonna have a beast of a year. I mean,
but it's Kirk Cousins. That's the huge question mark. Like if you compare Aaron Rodgers to Kirk Cousins, it's night and day. If you put Aaron Rodgers on how about this? If you put Aaron Rodgers on the Minnesota Vikings, and put Kirk Cousins on the Green Bay Packers, what are the standings then?
Vikings probably top.
But
exactly. That's it.
I told you guys, I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan more than anything.
Yeah. So Vikings definitely go second as long as Kirk Cousins is semi-competent.
See, this is the thing, and I keep saying this to some other friends when we talk about it. If we look at this year, we have improved our O-line. I genuinely think Cousins is gonna show that he is a genuinely good quarterback. Like if you look at a lot of the counting stats, he is usually up there in.
Yeah, he's good, but he's just not like a top 10. He's not like a top 10, top 50.
I've said all along. This year is a year of Kirk Cousins, top 10 quarterback.
You think so?
Book it.
Yeah, well, maybe because Deshaun Watson's not playing, he might get that bump up spot. But yeah, I put the Bears third.
This is the year. I genuinely do.
Yeah.
I disagree. Okay, then 10 quarterbacks that are better than Kirk Cousins right now.
You can put every single quarterback who's in the first place except Ryan Fitzpatrick. So that's 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, I'm going to put Baker Mayfield, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I would put... are we including Deshaun Watson or not this year?
He's still a quarterback that exists, I guess.
Okay, he's not playing.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Actually, he's not playing. Actually,
I'd put Kyler Murray ahead. I would put...
Herbert ahead.
Probably Herbert ahead.
Lamar Jackson ahead. I would. Dak Prescott ahead.
Justin Fields.
Look, Lamar Jackson, we've just been talking about. Actually, yeah, you believed in him. Dan didn't. I'm going to give that
Lamar Jackson. I said this when we were talking. I said Lamar Jackson, if it's 2019-2018 Lamar Jackson, he is a top 5 quarterback probably. But if it's 2020 Lamar Jackson, it's not. Who else have we got? Sorry, I'm trying to look through the teams quickly. Would you put? I'd probably put Dak Prescott ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. You also have Russell Wilson at the.
Oh yeah, Russell Wilson. I forgot. I wasn't even looking at the bottom teams because I didn't expect. How many is that?
That's about 10, something like that. Yeah.
So he's probably in the 11 to 13 or 14 ranked range.
Let's see. I genuinely think this is going to be big year for Kirk. There's been rumors that he's going to get Dalvin more involved in the passing game as well. Justin's got another year on. We've still got Thielen. Shame that we had Irv Smith get injured and he's likely out for pretty much the whole season, which is really gutting for him. But we do still have a semi-decent tight end in Tyler Conklin. Plus, we just picked up Chris Herndon, who potentially didn't really have the opportunity at the Jets to show anything because Jets going to Jet. So I think he's got players to pass to. The O-line is improved. We drafted. We got rid of trash. So I do think there is the potential for it. I believe in Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
I believe.
So I guess we're throwing the Chicago Bears down.
Well, we haven't even talked about Chicago, so let's talk a little bit about Chicago. I hope they go for Justin Fields right off the bat. Obviously they won't with Andy Dalton there, but
you think he's not going to be QB1?
I hope so, but
I think he will be.
I don't think
he'd be
so.
so dumb not to.
I don't think they'll start with him. I agree with you, but I don't think they'll start with him.
Imagine, I don't know. Okay, maybe this is me being dumb, but imagine how demoralizing it would be to start off your first career against the Rams defense and then having a tough game and knowing like, oh, should we just play that? Like, is it because I suck or is it?
It is sort of leading the lamb to the slaughter.
Okay, then the same could be said. Like Justin Fields was the number 2 quarterback in America in college, then beat out Trevor Lawrence in the semifinals of college, then came up against Mac Jones in Alabama, and he played his worst game in college ever in the biggest game of his life. It's not like deterred him at all, thinking I'm not going to be a great NFL quarterback. I think that's a weak mindset to have. You're playing against one of the best teams. It's obvious. Like, you're going to go out and ball sometimes, and you're not going to other times. Like, he's going to have some bad games. It's your first game. I think you just have to release him and get that experience ASAP. If you're because Chicago is a win now team. It's like it's not a rebuild Chicago. It's like they have an elite defense. They have some decent pieces. You can't wait 4 or 5 years for Justin Fields to be like ready to like compete. It's like it's now.
True.
You got to go now.
I'll say it here and I'll say it again, and I've said it before. I think the Bears take the second place here. I don't.
Come on, bro.
That's tough. That's rough. Wow.
Come on.
I mean, you said yourself, dude. They have Allen Robinson, an amazing wide receiver hopefully with Justin Fields, and this is Justin Fields, Chicago.
Okay, let's do it. Actually, while you're going through, let's do a bit of comparison then. Whose wide receivers would you rather have? Bears or Vikings?
I'd rather have Allen Robinson over Justin Jefferson.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
He must be trolling.
Yeah.
Come on, look at the year that Justin just had. Allen Robinson is a great wide receiver. Can't take that away from him, but Justin Jefferson is a top 10 wide receiver.
Allen Robinson is a beast of a wide receiver, and he's had Mitchell Trubisky.
JJ, man.
Well, he's had Mitchell Trubisky throw at him for years now. I think this is the year that will probably settle that debate. And I think if you're able to draft Allen Robinson lower than Justin Jefferson, which is where I'm assuming he's going, I think that's a pretty nice steal.
Let me say this. Out of 170 experts, 92% say Justin Jefferson. Just saying.
Oh, that just means I know more than anyone.
You're with the 8%, the top 8%. There you go. The other 8% is you and the best.
Okay, so then running back,
definitely
Dalvin
Cook.
Yeah. Dalvin Cook. Tight end, I think, is now much of a muchness. I mean, Jimmy Graham is old as dirt, and Vikings are tight end.
Jimmy Graham isn't even the top guy there. It's Cole Kmet.
I think he's had a good year.
Oh, Cole Kmet. Sorry, I forgot about Cole
He'll be
Kmet,
decent.
Yeah.
He'll be decent.
I didn't know Marquise Goodwin was back in play. He's a wide receiver.
Yeah, he went to the Bears. Yeah, but again, even as wide receiver 2, who you taking, Thielen or Goodwin?
Thielen all day.
Goodwin. No, okay, of course Thielen.
So I just don't see it. And again, defense-wise, okay, you've got some nice pieces on there. You've got Khalil Mack, on Smith.
I want to see the chat as well.
Eddie Jackson.
Yes,
But
Big King agrees with me. Let's go.
But then again, you look at the Vikings. We've got Daniil Hunter is back. We've
Yeah.
got Michael Pierce, who's come off of the COVID list, whatever that was last year. He didn't play. Anthony Barr is injured, but again, if he's in, he's one of the better linebackers. Eric Kendricks, Harrison Smith just signed a new deal. He's still one of the best safeties in the game. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
All right.
But again, me and Dan are on Vikings too. So get those Bears down.
Yeah. And I love Justin Fields. I'm the biggest Justin Fields homer there is, and I still think they're third.
It'll be interesting to see how they do. I just think again with a rookie QB coming into the NFL first
100%.
year,
100%.
someone like Justin Herbert last year balling out, it doesn't happen every time, does it?
Yeah.
So I think you have to throw some caution to the wind with that.
Yeah.
Shall we add in?
Wildcard.
Is there anything else? We didn't really even talk about the Lions. Lions aren't very good. You did not talk about them.
Actually,
Sorry,
I didn't even
Lions
say
fans.
the words.
I wouldn't even be so. I would be. I think they're going to be the worst in the league. Honestly, I think the Texans might grab 1 or 2 wins.
Do they? I mean,
but I think the Lions.
do the Lions actually
I
have?
want to see the Lions. Yeah, I want to see the Lions schedule.
I mean,
look at who they're playing against in their division.
They've got TJ Hawkinson.
Like a 1 player.
But yeah, that's
literally the one. Yeah.
I mean, the Texans at least have Brandon
DeAndre
Cooks. So
I'm not touching DeAndre Swift. Okay, look. Okay, here. First game, 49ers. No. Packers. No. Ravens.
No.
Yikes. Bears. Vikings. Look at that. First 5 weeks.
Oh,
Yikes. Bengals. Lions. I think Bengals still. smoking.
Probably Bengals. Yeah.
Rams. Eagles. Steelers. Browns. Bears. Vikings.
Oh my god.
What is the schedule?
It's
that's
horrible.
The worst one for the worst
Oh my
team.
word.
Because the Texans have 2
Broncos.
shots at taking Jags. That's why I'm thinking
Yeah.
Texans aren't the worst.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right.
That is a horrible schedule. Jesus.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Yeah, and then you have Broncos, and then you're back Cardinals, and then I guess Falcons, Seahawks, Packers.
Yeah, that's a 0 win.
Wow. That is one
That
of
is
the
a 0 and
worst.
17 team.
That is horrible.
Wow.
Damn.
Yikes.
Yeah, rip for the.
That's what happens
For
when
the
you
Lions
get Jared
fans.
Goff.
Oh my, and yeah, like Jared Goff is just. Yes, I mean,
I will do one
it
shout
says
out.
here.
I
It
will
says here
do-
that they're.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say just before you go.
Is Seb
can't hear you.
present?
Yeah. I think he's having some connection issues.
Seb's connection today.
Worse.
Oh,
Oh, I'm back.
goodness.
I am here. I think my laptop just every so often just has a little struggle, just a little bit.
Okay. What were you saying?
Yeah, tough schedules basically.
that's what he was
okay.
saying. Just
We'll just
tough
leave it at
schedule.
that.
Fair enough. I wanted
Yeah,
to just
just
shout
tough
out one wide receiver in the Lions, the rookie Amora St. Brown. I think he's a what do you call him? A nice late sleeper for your fantasy
Sleeper,
leagues.
yeah.
I
I
think
think I picked him up in one of our leagues.
I think he's gonna have a lot of targets, a lot. I just picked him up in one of my leagues. I think it's just the volume is there for him. So I'm not saying that he's a, Calvin Johnson 2.0 and that he's gonna take the Lions up to the top of the league. But hey, if you're trying to look at some value in that team, besides T.J. Hawkinson,
Yeah.
look at there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch DeAndre Swift. But, running backs have never been a good position there in Detroit, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. All right, what else did you guys want to do?
Want to
'Cause
put in
there's
wild card?
one thing.
Yes, let's do this wild card. You're gonna chuck in another column then.
I'm just going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a second.
You are allowed to do that.
Okay.
We'll have a little pause while we're waiting for
Okay.
Daniel to come back. Again, guys, if you've got any other questions, those of you that are watching, just drop those in the comments there. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, you hit that subscribe button as well, because we're gonna be keep doing these little lives, etc. So yeah, keep joining us.
Yeah, tomorrow we might
gonna
be
do some
having
other things.
one for Formula One for those that are Formula One enthusiasts.
Yes.
We do talk about every race. Unfortunately, last week we couldn't because of the rain. But yeah, we'll be talking about today's qualifying session, last week, and then tomorrow Hamilton's win. We'll be talking about that.
Praying. I'm not very optimistic, but let's hope there's some mad undercut or something that can push him up. Yeah, just sad about George Russell having a little spinneroonie today. I really struggled with words there. Just talking for this long, my face just stops working after a while. But yeah, hopefully it's a good race. Fingers crossed. A little bit of rain. We don't want as much rain as we had last week, but a little bit of rain always makes things interesting.
But I'd like a clean one. After last weekend, I'd like a clean, dry.
Just no rain at all would be great.
Let's look at the top cars. Let's see how the cars really are. But yeah. Anyway, let's back to NFL. Well, Dan is away.
Yes.
Let's touch on. I'm trying to look here at a team that we can talk a little bit more about. Besides the Vikings.
Yeah, we'll not start with the Vikings. We talked about them for a fair bit. Welcome back, Daniel. I didn't even notice you got your Pittsburgh. Is that a Steelers?
No, Panthers.
T-shirt?
It's the college. No. They're playing today. I'm going to the game. So.
Right. Yeah. So, wild cards. Is there anyone we want to sort of immediately take out of the running? Let's say.
Everyone in the bottom tier.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say the bottom two. I mean, I guess could you argue Seahawks?
Ooh, true, but no, because then the whole division would be in.
It can happen.
It can happen, but it's not going to, because then Vikings are not going in. Chicago aren't going in.
Yeah, I think that would be. How many wild card slots have we got again?
3 in each division.
Okay.
6. Let's do AFC first because that's easier.
Actually, yeah, let's do one. One at a time. That's probably a good idea.
So Chargers.
I think I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Steelers.
You'd have to put Baltimore in as well. Then.
I mean, yeah, if you go Steelers, then we put Baltimore.
I think Steelers, Baltimore, and Chargers. Yeah.
What sort of strength?
Because I'm not even sure Colts can beat the Jags, to be honest with you. I'm really not high on Colts at all. And Tennessee will burn all 3 of those teams 6 times. So
okay, this is organized the icon so much.
Yeah, it's not great now.
Oh my goodness.
It's a shame you can't copy them.
There you go. Yeah, that's back and pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can say those 3.
Yeah.
We have Big King saying Pats, Ravens, Chargers. I mean, he did say, I believe earlier, that he believed the Patriots would go above the Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Pats definitely over Dolphins. They're getting so many people back from COVID. Yeah, that's what he had said
I don't think so. Not with a rookie.
He's a big pass man.
I think we'll have to see. What Mac Jones comes out with.
Yeah.
Do you agree with the Ravens Chargers? And I mean, Big King, I agree with you. I don't think the Steelers are part of that, but hey, I'm two against 1 here. Tua, get it? Tua.
Yeah, I mean, if you try compare Steelers and New England, the Steelers would smash that team. Are they even playing?
I agree.
Let me see Steelers' schedule.
It's always a good.
They might be playing. They usually do, I think. Steelers, Green Bay is going to be a good one. I hope the Steelers smack Green Bay.
I hope they do as well.
That's gay. All right, let's move on to the NFC. So let's just put those 3: Chargers, Ravens, and Steelers.
Yeah.
And
Vikings.
On the other
Vikings.
3.
Vikings.
49ers, Cardinals, and Seahawks.
Vikings.
I'm going 49ers, Dallas, Vikings.
Dallas.
Yeah. There's way too much competition in the NFC West for 3 teams to get in. So I think Dallas gets in because they get to play Eagles and Giants twice.
I can see that.
And Vikings, there's no shot Vikings don't get in. Because although their division's hard, I think they smoke pretty much everyone else they would probably come up against. That's not in the NFC West.
I agree.
Okay, fair enough. Quick and easy, quick and easy.
But I mean, I really think NFC West is the craziest division.
It's crazy. Crazy we've had in quite a while, I would say.
I'd say
I
any
don't think
one of
we've
those
had a
teams
division
could
in
be
a while
first.
that's
Yeah, this is
been
the only
close.
division where first place is like totally up in the air. I wouldn't be surprised if Seahawks won or Arizona. Like it's just, anything
Gonna
can
come down to the
happen.
head-to-heads. Yeah.
We've got Big King is saying 49ers, Vikings, Bears.
Yeah,
Bears is not a bad shout, but
can
again,
see that.
division's just. I just don't think. I mean, if Andy Dalton starts, there's no shot you have it, and then you've got a rookie, Justin Fields. I just don't believe in rookies that hard on their first year. Just don't.
I think
because they're not consistent enough. They might have like a light up game against the Lions. Like Justin Fields might go throw 7 touchdowns, but then the Lions are a completely different animal to like the Vikings. You play completely differently. Like the pressure you get from the defense.
Yeah, and again, like that NFL pressure is so different to college. Like the step up is.
That's why I don't think Trevor Lawrence is like. If I thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be like at his peak,
Jesus reincarnated.
Like exactly, Jaguars would be top. Like it just doesn't work in my mind like that at all. You really have to taper expectations for rookies, especially rookies that who had their last season in like COVID controlled, no fans really at stadiums, nothing like that. Like it's totally different. And that's why I don't know why everyone's so high on San Francisco. If you've got Trey Lance, who's had like 3 or 4 games in college, like I just don't understand that at all.
What about if they play Jimmy G? Do you have more trust?
Yeah,
like more belief in them or less?
1,000,000%. Yeah, I just don't understand this whole Trey Lance hype. I mean, cool, he did good in preseason, like every other, semi-competent.
But he's playing second and third.
It's like playing in college. But NFL preseason is like playing in college, and anyone who is a D1 QB for a good school can look good at NFL preseason.
Yeah.
And actually, let's take a little diversion here. We're going to move on to the preseason. Has been quite a discussion recently because we have had 2 or 3 players that have played in preseason games that have ended up going down and getting injured. I find the way that NFL preseason works very, very different to, like, I compare it to football because or soccer for you American peoples. Yeah. Like, if Liverpool play the preseason. Okay, the first maybe game or 2, you're not going to see like your Mo Salahs, your Manes, your big players. But getting towards the last couple of games, that is when you want to start to get your players playing more in-game minutes because it's closer to what obviously the season is going to be like normally.
Yeah.
But whereas people are saying that they just want to scrap the preseason in the NFL completely, but that and injuries can happen. Like that's just how it is. I guess injuries are more likely in the NFL versus football. But what do you guys think to this suggestion or idea that we should just scrap the preseason completely?
This conversation like 2 days ago, and I think your comparison of football and soccer, it's hard to compare the two because one is very much an endurance-based sport and there's way less contact. Like us tackling in soccer is completely different from a 6'5", 280-pound guy going as hard as he can, hitting you and falling on you. It's completely different. In my eyes, I hate NFL preseason. I hate it. I think it's the biggest waste of time ever. All it takes is for your star player to be injured and your season is over. Your season is over. The amount of ACL injuries that occur and leg breaks and ankle dislocations, it's stupid for a season which is so short anyway, to take that chance. I think the NFL is set up weirdly. I don't like how there's not like a minor league. Like in baseball we have the MILB, which has 3 divisions below it, and then in NBA we have the G League. In football we have academies and like sister clubs or whatever. In NFL it's just the NFL, and then you have like a 16-man practice squad, which is stupid. And I think this is where we really should see like an adoption of like a B league almost, and those B league players should really do preseason, because NFL you just have to learn the plays, you can run through it in the in training, it's not an endurance based sport where you have to get that game time, I guess you should say, to get fit. Doesn't make sense to me to be putting, Big Ben in, or Saquon Barkley, or anyone. I think it's a different thing for rookies, though. I think it was good that like Najee Harris and other guys got in because they've never played the scheme before. But if you're like Tom Brady and you've been playing it for 15 years, preseason doesn't mean like what's the point? After you've been, I think as a rookie you play, but anything after a rookie season, I don't understand it. I really don't. It's stupid to me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'll just pitch in super quickly. I mean, I agree with most of what Dan says. I'm not gonna be here and sit down and watch preseason anyway. I do think
you got to be a bit of a sicko to sit down and watch preseason. I think.
I think I agree with it with the whole G League and all that stuff. That I feel like that'd be a good implementation. I personally don't see the point. Even the rookies, if you have them planned to be your starters, I don't think they should be part of the preseason. I feel like the preseason should be more for like, oh, okay, let's make sure that we explore all our options. Let's see how our other players are doing, and maybe we see some potential. They didn't make it to the starting roster or the RB1s, the WR1s, but hey, let's give them some time in like an actual like game play, even though it's not really because you're not playing against top defenses. But I feel like that would be the purpose for it. I don't see why you would put the likes of Travis Etienne, Najee Harris, and risk doing that. I mean, even Najee Harris, like they were like, okay, yeah, no, we'll put Najee Harris to play a bit, but then you just put him for 2-3 runs and that's it. I mean, if you're gonna make a big fuss out of just three runs, then don't risk him at all.
I think when you're talking about like having like just the rookies playing or the guys who are trying to like make it into the NFL, the problem with that is like you're playing against other guys who are only trying to get into the NFL. They're not NFL players. These will be mostly 99% of them like D1 guys who are playing in college. So you may as well just look at their college tape. That's how I would see it. True. As, because then you're not playing against like top NFL defenders. It's completely different. It's kind of like me like going to train for like Liverpool and then like them saying, okay, you look good enough, but I'm not actually playing against like Liverpool-based players. I'm playing against other guys who are also trying to make it. Like it's completely different playing against Mo Salah or whoever, So that is the big issue. But me as a coach, I would only ever put in like my rookies. I'd never put in like Big Ben or Juju, or I know I'm using the Steelers, but I was at the game, the Detroit versus Steelers game. They played the whole quarter. The whole quarter, Big Ben played.
Really? Wow.
Juju played up until late in the third. Najee had been pulled. Most of the starters had been pulled. But Juju and Deontay Johnson continued to play. And I was just like sitting there like, this is like really risky. If Juju goes down now, this place is going to be really like pissed off because like what's the point? Playing against the Lions as well, guys. Like this wasn't like a huge game. Like this is against the Lions. And yeah, it's just weird to me. I don't understand it. Some people apparently.
I mean, realistically, it's another opportunity for these clubs to make money, isn't it?
It's not that much money though.
No?
The NFL makes all its money off of this, off of the screens. Not even the tickets. I mean, the tickets that I bought were $8 to go to the game. You're making no money. It's really, to me, it's weird. I would prefer to have, like, I just don't understand why NFL doesn't have like a second tier.
It will be interesting to see because I feel as though this is the year where there probably are sort of murmurings of discontent around the preseason every year. But I just feel as though this year they really have sort of come to the surface, and we've heard a lot more of that discussion and that discourse. So it will be interesting to see if
ruins a team's chances of a championship. It like really could change the course of everything, like where you're placed in the draft, where other injuries may occur. Like if your quarterback gets injured and you've got another quarterback coming in throwing balls that are more 50-50 rather than 100%, you're putting your wide receivers at risk. I heard Tom Brady on a podcast talking about that.
Oh yeah, I did see that actually. Yeah.
So it's really like it could have a chain reaction of like a series of unfortunate events, to be honest with you. But that's
I agree.
The NFL's run by idiots, so I'm not surprised to be honest with you.
Fair enough.
Most sports leagues seems to be run by idiots. So I don't think that's
NBA is. I really like the way NBA is run. They always seem to be like every decision
True.
they make is like, oh, that's a
Tends to be a
really
good one.
smart
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
to
yeah.
do.
Mm.
With the NFL, it's like Roger Goodell is like, you're an idiot. Like, you just don't, like, everything is wrong. Like, you're wondering
Yeah.
why COVID is spreading all the time because there's no bubble. There's not, like, it's just, whatever.
That's true.
It's what it is.
All right.
It is
Well,
what it
I
is.
do want to bring one last thing. So, before we head out,
I could tell you were so quiet there. I knew something was brewing. You were
1.5
thinking about
hours we've been
something, or you
going
had a
for,
little
guys,
plan.
just to do
Really?
this.
Is that
It's
long?
crazy. Yeah.
Oh my lord! If anyone stuck with us the whole way through,
Congrats. You win a
Kudos, yeah.
prize.
MVP.
nothing.
You had a price of an $8 ticket to preseason Steelers.
Yeah, exactly. I'll buy you one of those.
Anyways, no. So one of our upcoming videos, guys, is we have decided to be part of a Survivor League. So we're gonna touch more on that later. But we are gonna make teams. So I just wanted to do this right off the bat in public, so that we have public record of the teams. We have decided that because of our internal arguments and fire pits that happens whenever Arsenal comes into play, that Sir Omar and Sir Daniel cannot be in the same team. Therefore, they will be captains. Because
that would, I kind of want to see it though, because that would be hilarious. Oh,
exactly.
that would be great.
Because
Chaos.
Omar isn't here, I believe we're gonna have captains decide who their partners are. So let's put Dan on the hot seat. You are the only captain available here. You get to pick. You get to pick. Who do you want in your team, me or Seb? Go ahead, do it live.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna be offended if you.
No, it's not the
It'll be a
offended
stupid
thing. It's like
decision,
it doesn't like. It's I don't know. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go onto my computer really quickly. I'm gonna get heads or coins, heads or coins, heads or tails, coin flip. And we are going to do it. Okay, so it says it's preparing to flip. Okay, Seb, which one do you want to be?
I will be tails never fails.
Okay,
tails.
So Gabbo.
Because you like set up the. Sorry, what? I'll do heads.
Okay, so are we doing it best out of 3, or are we just doing straight up?
Straight up.
Just straight up, go for it.
Straight up. Okay. I'm flipping it, and it is heads.
That's a long coin flip.
I know it was, wasn't it? It was like continuing spinning.
Really
All right,
Danny. You and me.
Gabbo.
You and me, baby.
Gabbo.
All right, let's go. Let's get it.
You and me, baby. Do we have any? I'm trying to think. Okay, maybe the Steelers Ravens is gonna get in our way, but we'll cross that bridge when we get.
We need to. Yeah, well, that means it's next week, isn't it? First game next weekend. Yeah.
Next Thursday.
Yeah. Woo! Oh boys, it's only 5 days till Bucks versus Dallas. It's a big one.
That's the only annoying thing. George, I'll send my address in a DM for the prize. He wants his Steelers preseason ticket.
Flight not included.
Yeah. Just so you know, it's just tickets included, no accommodation or anything else either.
Yeah, no. So the only annoying thing again about Thursday night games is I probably am not going to be able to watch it. UK time is not a good thing.
Oh yeah, it's midnight.
Yeah. Midnight, not midnight, but midnight.
Midnight.
But I might, maybe I'll try and stay up for a little bit of it. At least the kickoff, perhaps. But let's see. Right, let's see about that. I think we've bothered these fine people long enough. No, thank you very much, those of you that have joined us. Really appreciate it. Thank you for letting us ramble about NFL things, boys. Gabbo, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll have another chat about Formula 1 tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Join us. Yeah, make sure you subscribe.